Hello Mini Masters! Thank you for coming to this tutorial on how to make a paper plate monster. This is to go along with our book Leonardo the Terrible Monster, but really can go along with any of our books for the month of October. So in this one we are going to make a paper plate monster. Now I know we have made paper plate monsters and different animals before, so this one should be pretty easy for everybody. So you need a paper plate, of course, some glue, and we need some pieces of scrap tissue paper. So this is the stuff that you wrap presents with. If you don't have tissue paper, you could always use colored construction paper that you rip up or that you cut up using your scissor skills. I need some eyeballs. So what I did was I needed some really big eyeballs. So I took I took scissors and made a round circle for the white and the black, and then glued them on top of each other to make my own eyeballs. So my monster is going to have 3 eyes, so I made 3, 2 little and 1 big. So those are my eyeballs. You're going to need a paintbrush or a foam, and I actually put some glue in a cup because we're going to paint with our glue. It's going to be a little bit easier to spread the glue around your paper plate. And then also to finish up for the ears or the horns, whatever it is, I had a couple pieces of, this is part of actually a cupcake liner. This is a half that cut in half again to make a couple quarters of a cupcake liner, and I'm actually going to use that toward the end. You can also have some scratch pieces of paper like black and white to make a mouth and some fangs if you want. And of course some scissors. Make sure that you have somebody helping you with your scissors. The first thing we do, of course, is to cover with your glue. You want to get some glue on your paintbrush or your foam, and you want to cover a small area at first. You don't want to cover the whole thing because then it will dry up. So you want to cover a small area and just start sticking some tissue paper to it. Can be any rhyme or reason, any color that you want. If you have a certain color that you want to use, go ahead and use that. If you don't have anything in mind that you want to do, just start picking them up and putting them down, just like I am. I don't have any design in mind. I'm just picking them up and gluing them down as I go. I've got a lot of different colors over here, so if you want to do just one color, you can pick out a color that you want, or 2 colors. It's really up to you, whatever you have available. See, I've got some big pieces and some little pieces, and this is a good activity for little ones for honing their fine motor skills in picking up and laying down some very fine pieces of paper. So we're going to cover this whole thing with our tissue. Again, it's no rhyme or reason. I've got different colors, different shapes, different sizes. This is all just kind of left over from other projects, so you don't need to do anything fancy for this. You don't need to go out and buy anything fancy unless you don't have some colored ones. But then again, you can always use colored construction paper. You can use leftover art projects that you cut into little pieces even. Just get something with some color on it that the kids can glue down to the paper plate. Okay, looks like I got a kind of a patchy one here and a lot of pink, but that's okay. Got another green coming over here. You just want to make sure that you're covering mostly the entire work area here. I'm gonna have a patchwork monster, kind of a whimsical, colorful monster. So if you got some little areas here, be sure to cover those up. Doesn't have to be completely covered and completely perfect, but you just want to generally get the whole thing covered up here. Okay. So then once you have your paper plate covered, then you get to accessorize it. So I'm going to take my eyeballs that I made, and using my glue again, I'm going to put some glue on the back. Oops, guess that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it right there in the middle. You can get creative with your eyeballs. If you want eyeballs over here and here and here, that's up to you. This is your monster creation. So there's my eyeballs on my monster. Okay, I'm going to use these fun little things. These were my cupcake liners, and I thought they'd be kind of fun to stick on the back to make look like ears or horns or something. So I'm not sure what they're supposed to be, but they kind of were fun, so I'm going to add that to it. So for this, you can use those. You can use a plain piece of paper and cut ears or horns or antennas if you want to make kind of like an alien monster. There we go. Put that behind there. You can also staple it if you don't trust the glue. All right, and then the last thing is I'm going to give him a little mouth. So I'm going to take my black piece of paper, and this time I'm going to give him a round mouth. Get him an oval mouth. You can give him a smiling mouth. You can give him a frowny mouth, little mouth, big mouth. Gonna have this mouth like this. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna take my glue. I'm gonna get a little bit more glue on the back. We're gonna spread it around there, and we're gonna put it right here. So the last thing I need to do is what? Need some fangs, right? So I'm gonna put some fangs in here. I'm gonna take my white piece of paper, and I'm just gonna cut out some simple triangles. Nothing fancy. The triangles are very easy to cut, and it's a good practice for little hands. So I'm going to cut these triangles a little bit more to look like some fangs. There we go. All right. And then again, put some glue on the back, and glue your teeth to your mouth. If you want to have fangs, you don't have to have fangs at all. But I always like my monster with some fangs. So there we have it. There is a pretty fast kind of monster out of paper plate and some tissue paper. All items that you probably have at home. Very easy and quick to make, and the possibilities are endless. So enjoy. Thanks, guys.